Okay, the numbers are in. We're 3/4 of the way into 2025, and detached homes, according to Treb, have fallen 10% from this time last year. That's a pretty significant drop, and a lot of people, they want that detached home as their end goal. But what I want to do is focus on Mississauga, and let's see exactly how detached homes, semi-detached, and freehold townhomes are performing 3/4 of the way in compared to this time last year. I just want to focus on freeholds because I get a lot of calls and texts and people just want freehold, and sometimes their budget doesn't really allow it. But are we getting closer to where their budgets might allow it? Well, let's see. I'll break down detached, semi-detached, and freehold townhomes and see how they've been performing 3/4 of the way into 2025. I'm Athar Jaffrey. I've been selling real estate in Mississauga and the GTA for more than 20 years, and my goal is really just to make the buying and selling process simple. So let's get right into it and see how these types of homes have been performing. Okay, so here are the stats for detached only for now in Mississauga as of August 2025. And the first thing I want to show you guys is the average price. Selected month 1.415, prior month 1.497. So month over month we are down 5.5%. But if you look year over year, it is not as bad as the Treb market stats because again, that is for the entire GTA. Here, same month last year, it was 1.507. So it is down 6.1%. So it is down, but it's not down that 10%. And remember, this is just for detached homes in specifically Mississauga. Now let's look at the transaction volume. That has come down month over month 16.5%. But if we look at this time last year, not much of a change. It is only about 1.2%. And for this purpose, we're not going to focus on year to date. Let's just focus on year over year and month over month. The next thing that I want to show you guys is average days on market is up 4.8% month over month. And if you look at year over year, average days on market is up 21.6%. So it is taking longer and longer for these sellers to sell. And it could be as simple as just not pricing it right. Because as I've mentioned before, if you price things correctly, they are still selling. So here you see it's gone up by 21.6%. It's also because more listings are coming up. Let's take a look at that. New listing volume is down month over month, but it is up year over year by 24.6%. So that is a big hike in new listings coming onto the market. A lot more sellers are just, not able to hang on to these properties. And finally, a lot of them are just finally throwing in the towel, I hate to say it, and getting their homes sold. Some of them, they are looking to upsize or downsize, but there's a big chunk that really just can't afford it. So termination volume. So how many listings are being canceled? And I take this with a grain of salt because usually it's just a pricing issue. And many times they come back on the market and then perhaps they sell, but it is down 7.7% month over month. But year over year, it is up almost 40% on the termination volume. So what this picture is actually telling me for detached homes is there's a lot more inventory for you to choose from. Prices are coming down. Affordability is getting a little bit better. So maybe, just maybe, it might be a good time to get into the detached freehold market if you can afford it. I mean, by no means is it cheap. As you can see, the average price from this time last year is down 6.1%, but it's still $1.5 million. This is for the average detached home in Mississauga. So now I'm going to show you guys, let's look at semi-detached. How have semi-detached been performing in Mississauga? And as you can see here, only Mississauga as of August 2025. And the average price for detached homes in August was $954,000. Prior month, $951,000. Almost the same. Year over year, it's minus 4.1%. So still year over year, things are coming down. And then if you look at transaction volume, so how many units are actually selling? We are down 35.6% month over month. But again, we take month over month with a little bit of a grain of salt. But year over year, we are down 10.8% from this time last year on number of transactions for the month of August. And new listings volume for semi-detached homes, we are down 22.8% month over month. And year over year, we are actually up 6.1%, not surprised. I want to go back to detached and just see what the detached one was here. That's 24.6% higher for new listings volume for detached. Let's just go back to semi-detached here. Okay. And then the other thing I want to show you guys is days on market. Month over month, we are up 14.3%. Year over year, we are up 30%. So semi-detached, detached, they are taking longer to sell, which gives buyers the opportunity to negotiate a little bit more if you are looking into the freehold market. And termination volume, we are up 5.2% month over month, and year over year, we are up 54.6% for the month of August this time last year. And finally, I want to show you guys freehold townhouses. These are the ones without maintenance fees. From the outside, you can't tell if it's freehold or if it's a condo townhouse, but basically there are no maintenance fees on freehold townhomes in Mississauga. So let's just take a look here. We're going to go to freehold, attached row, townhouse. There we go. All right, attached row, townhouse in Mississauga. Now, average price, month over month, not much change there. And actually, if you look here, it is actually more expensive than semi-detached homes. And that reason being is because these freehold townhomes, they come in some pretty big sizes. They can go up to 18, 19, 2,000 square feet, 22, 23, 2,400 square feet. When semi-detached homes, they come in all different sizes, but there is a large chunk of semi-detached homes that are like 13, 14, even 1,200 square feet, for example, like in the Lisgar area or Meadowville. So all in all, freehold townhouses are not actually a cheap option based on this, on the average price. They are more expensive than semi-detached homes. Year over year, this time last year, the average price was $1.1 million. It is down 11%. So clearly, freehold townhomes have had the largest price drop for freehold properties in Mississauga. The next thing I want to show you that I showed you in the last one was new listings volume, and that is down 25% month over month. But let's look at what really matters. Year over year, it is down 10.6%. So less listings are coming onto the market for freehold townhomes. Also, there is a lot less freehold townhomes in Mississauga than there are semis and detached. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is average days on market. We are up 52.3% from this month over month, but what really matters is year over year, and we are down 12.7% year over year. And then finally, I want to show you terminations, down 3.1% from month over month, and for year over year, they are up 30%. 29.2% termination volume. So what is this actually telling us? The market is far, I believe, from the end of this correction. Things are still coming down. Affordability is getting better. And for all those people that do want freehold homes, especially detached or even freehold townhomes, the prices are getting better for you guys. Just be real with what your budget gets you, because I get a lot of calls and people's budget is like $650, $700, and they expect to get a freehold home in that price range in Mississauga. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, it's pretty much impossible in Mississauga to get something freehold. Decent, less than, I would say $875, and that's a little bit of a stretch, but it is possible. I've done some deals here less than that for freehold homes, great homes, but you got to negotiate. The asking price usually is a lot more. You got to find those desperate sellers and negotiate with them. I hope this helps to give you kind of a rough picture of what the freehold market is like specifically in Mississauga, because when we hear on the news what the market is doing, it is across the board for the Toronto Real Estate Board. So sometimes they say, oh, detached prices are down in Toronto, but they actually mean the Toronto Real Estate Board, which is the entire GTA, because that's how they pull their stats. So I hope you found this helpful. If you are looking to get into the market, freehold, condo, whatever it may be, there is a contact form below. Just fill it out and someone from my team or myself will get back to you. My direct number is 647-208-9724. And my goal, remember, is just to make the buying and selling process simple. So I hope this helps.